30 seconds and counting.
Hey, what's good, guys? It's Clutch Sotto Entertainment here, back with another video. And for today's video, we're talking about the NBA draft coming up this week, actually. We're talking about one player in particular that's kind of been getting not a lot of buzz, but just a little bit of talk around his name. He recently worked out for the Sacramento Kings, and this player is none other than Sotto. A lot of Houston Rockets fans may actually know him from, of course, playing against Jalen Green a few times, playing with Jalen Green, and those little documentary tapes on YouTube. Everybody remembers Sotto, of course. She's from the Philippines. He was actually born in Las Piñas. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm sorry if I'm not. Las Piñas, Philippines, May 11th, 2002. So he's 20 right now. He just recently turned 20 last month. 7'2", 230 pounds, 232 pounds actually. He's a center. And just based off of his height and weight, I mean, he seems like he could do something in the NBA just because of his height. Is he going to be any type of sure contributor on an NBA team? It's not for certain, obviously. He is to be drafted. A lot of people around the NBA and that follow the NBA draft really, really closely, a lot of people expect him, if he is to be drafted, to go in the second round. Some people have him as a top 50 player. Some people have him as a top 100 player. His name is just kind of mixed around. So it's like no true certainty. But it's almost hard not to see a team at least give him a shot, at least draft him, see what happens, really. I mean, it doesn't hurt. Second round pick, he's very talented, of course. Now let's get into some stats real quick. In the NBL, Sotto averaged 7.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 0.8 blocks in over 15 minutes. And in 24 games, he shot 49.6 from the floor, 35.7% from the three-point range, and 68.1% from the free throw line. So right off the bat, from the floor, 49.6, I mean, obviously could use some improvement as a center. 35.7% from the three-point range. For it to be 7'2", I feel like that's not terrible. Of course, there's a recent video on Twitter with Sotto practicing his shooting form, practicing his stroke, trying to get a shot down, and he looked pretty confident hitting some shots. I mean, obviously, it's an open gym, it's practicing. Most NBA prospects and NBA players should be able to hit some open court gym shots. But I mean, Sotto, he looked pretty confident doing it. And when he did shoot some threes in the NBL, he also looked pretty confident doing it. 35.7%, again, with his height, that's not really that bad. I believe the NBA average is just under that. So, I mean, it's not bad at all whatsoever. But one of the main things for me, to be 7'2", and to only get 0.8 blocks, I mean, I would hope he can get better as an all-around defender. He has to be in the NBA. If he is to get drafted, he's probably going to go down to the G League. It's hard not to see that. So wherever he goes, he's probably going to go down to the G League. So hopefully when he does get down to the NBA G League, he can work on his defense. Offensively, I feel like there is definitely some potential there. He can be something on offense, contribute at least somehow, some way in offense if he can continue to improve. But defensively is my main concern. 7'2", and only to average 0.8 blocks in 15 minutes. I mean, I'd at least hope for one more block a game. Average at least a block and a half, something like that. 7'2", you should be an amazing shot blocker. Of course, we saw Christian Wood here in Houston. At times, he was able to get down and dirty, block some shots. Of course, he's not the best at it. Sengun is a good example. What is he? I think he's 6'10". He's obviously not the biggest for a center. He's not the tallest for a center. But he's not short by any means. But he's able to get up and block some shots. That's not a knock at all on Sotto. Obviously, he's a prospect. He's a project player. You're not going to draft him expecting him to be some type of guy to build around, some type of franchise player. You're going to draft him in hopes of him becoming a contributor in some way, whether that's being a role player, whether that's coming off the bench for a couple minutes, some minutes here and there, give your offense a little spark as a bit from a big man. But yeah, Sotto, very interesting NBA prospect. I think he will get drafted, definitely. There's no way, I don't see any way that he doesn't, honestly. Being 7'2", from the Philippines, I feel like there's too much potential there. But then there's also that chance that he doesn't fulfill the potential. And it's a waste of a second-round pick. But at the same time, it's a second-round pick. You don't really expect too much from second-round picks. Houston, they've had a little bit of luck with a second round pick as of recently with KJ Martin, of course. KJ Martin, second round pick. He's been pretty good for Houston, and he looks like he's gonna be a pretty good contributor. So whoever drafts Kai Sotto, hopefully they can get something similar. And yeah, that's pretty much been the video. Let me know y'all got thoughts on Kai Sotto. Obviously nobody really knows exactly where he's gonna go. Just wanted to give a little bit of talk around his name, get his name a little bit buzzing coming up to the NBA draft. He's probably gonna get drafted, as I've been saying. So I don't want it to be a surprise for Rockets fans if we somehow acquire a second round pick or get him or something. I don't know. But just so he's not like a name that nobody really knows. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good day. It's been Clutch City Entertainment out. Peace.